stopped wrestling. Foley stopped wrestling.
Yeah, all these guys had retired. Well, The Rock had went over to Hollywood.
Mick Foley was on Boy Meets World.
What episode was that?
Mick Foley was like when he was at Panga's door room. It was kind of like smooth. Everybody wanted to go to Panga, but he was at the Panga's door room and helped referee a match between Topanga and whoever's Eric.
No, I don't remember that.
God's brother. What was God's brother's name?
Jack. Yeah.
Oh, it's just stream, dude. Watch it. Shit. Boy Meets World is shit. Shout out to the cast of Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in years, Chris.
What is Boy Meets World?
Oh, okay. We don't need the theme song for it. But I do appreciate the effort, Chris. So pretty much.
I love how the person is standing behind you don't see you waving at her.
Yeah, it's my mother. Say hi to Mom. He asked how you're dealing with quarantine.
I'm surviving.
She said she's surviving, brother. All right, so eventually it started going downhill for Chris Benoit when Eddie Guerrero had passed in 2005. He ended up passing from heart ailments. They didn't know he had. Eddie Guerrero had a really bad drug problem, but he was able to kick the last couple of years of his life and ended up becoming a born-again Christian and becoming more popular in the ring during that period of time. He had ended up passing away for a show in San Antonio, Texas, in 2005. And him and Benoit were very close since meeting in Japan back in the 80s. And from what people had said and testified, not only throughout various specials and podcasts, but also The Dark Side of the Ring, is that Benoit was not the same after Guerrero had passed. He was not the same at all.
Can you go into detail what you mean by he was not the same?
Eddie Guerrero's widow, Vicky Guerrero, had testified that Chris Benoit had stayed over their house for a period of a couple of weeks, and she would find him over on Eddie's side of the bed, just crying his eyes out in a ball.
Okay.
Going, I mean, people deal with grief in different ways. It's just the way he had deal with it.
So this is a conspiracy theory show, right?
No, this is not a conspiracy theory show, Chris. This
deal with conspiracies, right?
If a conspiracy, yeah, we examine it. Yes. What is your conspiracy theory?
I don't know. I don't know about the
Go ahead.
or say, like, when did this all happen? In 2008, 2008,
2007.
Now it's 2020 now. So if you hear some stuff like a grown man cried over another grown man's pillow, do you think it was something? I'm just saying.
No!
Okay.
Shit! No! All right, people deal with grief in different ways.
I didn't say it, but I'm just saying, like,
no!
Okay.
Even if it was, it's none of your business. Stop it. Oh, God. This is why I only allow you on the show once a year. It's going to be less than that.
Once every 2-3 years.
Shit, once every goddamn end of the world.
Boy. Okay.
All right. Let's and also also around that same time is that Benoit lost another friend. Also around that same time.
Oh.
Uh, so he's not in the right state of mind. People are dropping dead in front of him. He's constantly pressure to perform. All these things lead up to possibly what had happened that day. So let's talk about what had happened that day. On June 25th, 2007, police entered Benoit's home in Fayetteville, Georgia, where WWE, Benoit's employees, requested a welfare check. See, Chris Benoit had been scheduled to compete in a pay-per-view that Sunday. And also, there was other shows going on that weekend. He was supposed to be in a match for the vacant ECW World Heavyweight Championship that it ended up bringing back because of popular demand, the brand ECW. They become a third brand within the WWE cavalcade of shows. He was supposed to face CM Punk that night for that vacant title, and from what we were told, Benoit was going to win it. He had yet to show he didn't no show that event, and also the weekend's events. He ends up calling beforehand. I think that Thursday, calling WWE officers saying that his wife and child are at food poisoning, and he had to take them to the hospital. Of course, there was no hospital records, and he took them over there. And then they had yet to hear from him at all that weekend, except for him sending weird messages to his friend Chavo Guerrero, who was Eddie Guerrero's nephew and another professional wrestler. The officers discovered the bodies of Benoit, his wife Nancy, and 70-year-old son Daniel around 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Upon investigating, no additional suspects were sought by authorities. It determined that Benoit had committed the murders himself. Over a 3-day period, Benoit had killed his wife and son for committing suicide. His wife was bound before the killing. His son was drugged with Xanax and likely unconscious before Benoit strangled him. Benoit then committed suicide by hanging himself in his gym with his pull-down lat machine. Got any thoughts, Chris?
No thoughts. Just no thoughts.
Okay. Well, the WWE canceled the scheduled 3-hour long live show on the 25th and replaced the broadcast version with a 3-hour tribute to his life and career, including past matches and segments from Benoit's DVD Hard Knocks and comments from wrestlers and announcers. However, once details of the murder-suicide became apparent, WWE quickly and quietly began distancing themselves from the wrestler by removing merchandise and no longer mentioning him. On the June 26th episode of ECW began with Vince McMahon, the chairman of the company, addressing the television audience about the circumstances surrounding the murder-suicide and announcing there would be no more mention of Benoit that night other than his comments. Toxicology reports released on July 17, 2007 revealed that at the time of their death, Nancy Benoit had 3 different drugs in her system, Xanax, hydrochrome, and hydromorphine, all which could be found at the therapeutic rather than toxic levels. His son Daniel was found to have Xanax in his system, which had led the chief medical examiner to believe he was sedated before he was murdered. Benoit was found to have Xanax, hydrocodone, and elevated levels of testosterone caused by a synthetic form of the hormone in his system. The chief medical examiner attributed the testosterone levels to Benoit possibly being treated for a deficiency caused by his previous steroid abuse or testicular insufficiency. There is no indication that anything in Benoit's body contribute to his violent behavior that led to the murder-suicide, concluding there was no Roy rage involved. Side note, also, there's no such thing as Roy rage. There's zero evidence and points that steroids contributes to risen emotions.
I don't know about that. I done seen videos of people who took steroids and fucking aggression go up like instantly. Like,
okay, let me ask you a question.
mm-hmm.
Bodybuilders, How many times have you heard about them getting in trouble with the law?
Very low. But when sometimes they take the shit and then they're in the hills and they're fucking like, let's go, motherfucker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We don't know. What I'm trying to say is we don't know enough about steroids. It hasn't been enough.
That the wife had drugs in her system.
Yes.
So because you kind of get the picture that he attacked the wife and then he just happened to kill her. Now she was strung out on drugs.
No, she was at a therapeutic level. She could have been taking them for pain.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't at a toxic level.
Mm-hmm. But did she have like? I heard like she had a broken back.
Yeah.
Like
he strangled her. He put his knee in her back when he was strangling her.
Oh wow! And he strangled her with a phone cord. They said.
I believe so. Yeah. Prior to the murder-suicide, Benoit was given illegal steroids not in compliance with the WWE's Talent Wellness Program in February 2016, which the Talent Wellness Program had been implemented after the death. Yeah. What?
Because when you watch The Dark Shadows, they said that
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring. I'm sorry. That day, like Friday, Benoit and the boy had a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And that night, supposedly, something happened to the wife. Then the next day, the boy and Benoit went to sleep Friday night to Saturday. Wasn't there a picture of Chris Benoit taken at like a medical doctor's office?
No.
Yeah, there was. There was like the last picture of him taken. There was a picture of him taking a baseball cap at a doctor's office. That was like the day before they found like his body.
It might have been. I didn't see that part of the episode, and I don't know why is that.
The picture was taken, known about for years.
Why is it relevant?
It's his last photo to ever take.
But why is it relevant?
Okay, because that means that this man went to sleep 2 nights in a row with dead bodies.
Yeah. And this dude is fucked up.
Okay, keep talking.
The WWE Talents Program was implemented after the death of Eddie Guerrero. It's a joke then, and it's a joke now. That's what I want to see. This guy, Benoit, had steroids in his system. The wellness program was supposed to detect that. Now, there's some wrestlers who will swear to this day that talent program was legit. Chris Jericho was like, you couldn't have a joint. You couldn't have you couldn't have an aspirin. Yeah, to certain people. Ask Triple H at the time to take the test. Ask John Cena to take the test. Randy Orton to stop. No, I don't care. Randy Orton failed the test, failed the wellness program 3 times, supposed to have been fired. Was not fired. Hell, now you can't get fired from wellness program violations.
They don't want you to fucking go to the conference.
They don't want you to go to the conference because that's exactly what he said. He doesn't want you to go to AEW, New Japan, or Impact Wrestling, or NWA, or MLW, or Ring of Honor, or Mexico. It's a joke. So, during the investigation into steroid abuse, revealed that other wrestlers also been given steroids during that time. It led to a large steroid suspension, so WWE can look good within the media's eyes. After the double murder-suicide, former wrestler Quince Nowinski had contacted Chris Benoit's father, Michael Benoit, suggesting that years of trauma to his son's brain may have led to his actions. Tests were concluded on Benoit's brain.